Welcome to This Week in 2016 Presidential Polls, where we look past the horse race to the numbers that really matter. Now, Iowa is just around the corner, and it's all about turnout, turnout, turnout. It's very hard to predict who is actually going to show up in these events. Even though Iowa gets a lot of attention as the first nominating contest in this presidential campaign season, very few voters there will actually participate on Monday. Iowa has nearly 2 million active registered voters, but in all likelihood, fewer than 1 in 5 of them will show up to caucus. The highest turnout for a Democratic caucus was the 240,000 voters who showed up in 2008 for a showdown that featured Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. This is nearly double the prior high of 125,000 registered voters in both 2004 and 1988. But only 61,000 showed up for the two-person race between Al Gore and Bill Bradley in 2000. The Republican side has been a little bit more stable, with the high point of 122,000 voters coming 4 years ago, and the lowest turnout being 86,000 in the 2000 contest. So determining who will show up this year is no easy feat. On the one hand, we have a Democratic contest that is a two-person race. That's a lot like 2000, but Bernie Sanders is generating a lot of enthusiasm. On the Republican side, turnout has been a little bit more stable over the years. However, Donald Trump is generating a lot of enthusiasm himself, and this is among new voters who have never participated in this kind of contest. Will they show up? We don't know. Two recent polls of the Republican caucus, both using samples drawn from registered voter lists, asked respondents to rate their likelihood of caucusing. In the Fox News poll, Trump leads Cruz among voters who say they will definitely caucus by a 35% to 27% margin. This is not far from Trump's 34% to 23% lead among all likely voters. But a Monmouth University poll found that Cruz does better among those who say they are certain to caucus, basically tied with Trump at 29% to 28%. Monmouth puts Trump farther in the lead among all likely voters at 30% to 23%. Trying to forecast a low turnout event when a significant number of voters are still on the fence is no straightforward task. A swing in turnout of 20,000 voters in either direction could change the results on Monday night. And this is not something that's easy for polls to figure out. Those are the highlights and lowlights of This Week in 2016 presidential polls. Until next week, I'm Patrick Murray from the Monmouth University Polling Institute.